from world-class boxing to world-class highlight here at the facility known long as the Yankee Stadium of Highlight. Right next door to us, the lightning-fast game is being played here at the Miami Fronton. The game resembles handball, but is played with cestas, crescent-shaped wicker baskets. The daring sport features a singles and doubles play and has been a staple here in the Miami area for almost 70 years. From a daring game to game fighters, the man they call the surgeon, Frankie Randall, the boxer they call Latigo, the whip, Juan Coggi. It's scheduled for 12 rounds for Randall's WBA junior welterweight title. They put it all on the line 15 months ago. The result was a brutal battle which featured 4 knockdowns. Coggi went down 3 times, Randall went down once. Randall was awarded a unanimous decision and Coggi's belt for good measure. Randall earning his 2nd world title of 1994. Tonight they do it all over again, with Randall looking to retain his crown and Coggi searching to regain it. In a busy 14-year career, Juan Coggi won the WBA junior welterweight title twice. But in September of '94, this rugged and aggressive southpaw stepped up in class when he met Frankie Randall.
When he connected with the first right, after 3 or 4 seconds, it affected me. From there, I never recuperated. I didn't want to lose by knockout. I knew I was losing the fight. My legs were weak, and I wanted to continue and not to lose by knockout.
While tonight, Coggi has the opportunity to redeem himself in the eyes of his countrymen and win his 3rd WBA junior welterweight title, the champion Frankie Randall is still far away from accomplishing his goal of fighting Julio Cesar Chavez for the 3rd time.
I'm angry now that he's not fighting me. That's the way he said it at the press conference, that he didn't want to win the title fight like that. I figured I'd be the next one in line.
In January of 1994, Randall became the first to beat the great Chavez.
Oh, down goes Chavez for the first time in his career! Unbelievable!
In the rematch, an accidental butt and an obscure WBC rule conspired to take away his title.
In favor of the winner and new champion.
I've never heard of that rule before. If it's going to be an accident, and it should have went to my favor if I was the champion, or we should have had a no contest about the fight and refight the fight over.
Since winning the title from Coggi, Randall has fought only twice in 16 months, rarely displaying the brilliance he showed in his battles with Chavez.
Being a boxer that I am, you can only stay in the fast lane so long before your battery runs down. So my battery run down, had a chance to go do some things, had a chance to spend some time with my family, see my son, realize that I had a wife and a family and a home.
In order to regain his reputation and preserve his slim chance of fighting the elusive Chavez one more time, Randall knows he must win tonight's bout impressively.
I wanted to show myself and the people that stood beside me that I haven't let them down. I'm still going to go out and do the best I can do. I'm letting myself know that I'm still good at this.
I will come out and concentrate on my work, and if Frankie has the same speed, it's going to be practically impossible to neutralize him, but I have to be more aware.
I got a lot of other tricks in there that he hadn't seen. It's going to be some difficult things that he hadn't seen. It's going to be a speed time, quick time, powerful time, strength, endurance time. It's going to be a hard time for him.
The basis to stop this man is to work the body, to take away his strength and speed.
I'm ready to keep this title. It's part of my career. I worked for 13, 14 years to get.
Recent allegations of substance abuse problems have tempered the respect Randall has received and poses the question about Randall's mental and physical readiness for the fight. Randall said yesterday he was discouraged and disappointed about the innuendo, but would neither confirm nor deny the rumors to Showtime. Freddie Pacheco, how might Randall's problems outside the ring affect his performance in it?
Well, in this particular fight, almost every championship fight, you have to be 100% concentrated on what you're doing. These alleged things that's happened to him, substance abuse and so forth, have never been proven, but he does have and has always had the reputation of not being focused. Yet he's got a terrific record, and he beat Chavez twice, no matter what the records show. So when Frankie gets in the ring, that's a completely different story. So whatever he does outside of the ring, I don't know. But inside the ring, he brings 100% concentration. And if he doesn't bring it, he brings 90%. He's going to get beat tonight because Coggi is bringing 100%.
Any chance that Randall could get caught thinking about Chavez instead of Coggi?
Oh, yeah. But his thoughts about Chavez, he can put them to bed. They're never going to get together again because of the brouhaha that's gone on politically between these two. He better concentrate on Coggi, and then Trinidad is waiting in the bushes for him. So he does think about Chavez. He could put him out of his mind. He's not going to fight him.
The fight doctor's prognosis for this fight.
If Coggi hasn't learned how to stay away from the right, Frankie will repeat, knock him down, and beat him again. But if he's adjusted to that right hand, it could be an upset tonight. This is going to be a very good, even fight.
In looking back at his first fight against Randall Bobby Chez, what changes does Coggi have to make to reverse the outcome?
Well, Bruce, the first thing and foremost thing he must do is neutralize that right hand. That's what Coggi Randall. That's the question we're going to find out now.
Chappie, your prediction?
I think Randall's strength and his right hand are just a little too much. His power, something that Coggi can't change, is his chin. He does go down a little too easy for Frankie's power. My gut tells me Frankie Randall by decision.
Now in the ring, 34-year-old Juan Coggi, coming off 2 victories since his loss to Randall in September of 1994. His most recent triumph, a 10-round decision in May over Hiroyuki Sakamoto in Tokyo. This will be the Argentinian's 15th World Championship fight. He's 12-2 in those fights, with his losses coming to Randall and Loreto Garza. He's unrated by the WBA and IBF, the #2 challenger according to the WBA. And there's the champion, Frankie Randall of Warren, Ohio, formerly of Morristown, Tennessee. He has successfully defended his WBA title twice since he captured the crown from Coggi. His last victory, a hard-earned 12-round split decision over Jose Barboza in France. Randall had a stellar amateur career, which included 5 Golden Gloves championships. As a pro, always considered solid but not spectacular. That all changed with one fight when he became the first boxer ever to defeat Julio Cesar Chavez. With that victory finally came the respect he felt he rightly deserved. A look at the tail of the tape for this 12-round title bout. Both men 34. Randall weighed in at the championship limit. Coggi tipped the scales at 140, 20 minutes after weighing in at 140.5. Randall a 2-inch height advantage. Coggi has a whopping 5-inch longer reach. Rules of the WBA in effect: 10-point must scoring system, 3 judges score, no standing 8, 3 knockdown rule in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. If there's an accidental foul before the end of the 3rd, the fight will be ruled a no decision. If it happens after the end of the 3rd round, they go to the scorecards. So here on Florida's Gold Coast, where Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon once traveled in search of the fountain of youth, it's time to seek out our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., for the formal introduction of the fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our action, we want to bring to your attention that, as always, a check will be made, a donation by Don King Productions and Showtime, to the United Negro College Fund, the National Hispanic Scholarship Fund, and the Florida International University, and the name of the fighter of the night, who will be selected by an expert panel at the conclusion of tonight's action. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Miami High Life Fronton here in Miami, Florida, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Don King Productions. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association, the President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor Alberto Sarmiento, along with the Florida State Athletic Commission. The Chairman is Dr. Jack Gugino. Commissioners Alvin Goodman, Terry James, Eric Riley, and Alito Waldman. The Executive Director, Don Hazelton. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Jose Rodriguez Acosta, Dr. Ramon Garcia Septien, and Dr. Camille Dennis. Timekeeper at the bell, Sam Gorolnik. Keeping count of the knockdowns, Bernie Soto. Introducing our judges, scoring this bout from ringside, Hector Hernandez, Fernando Viso, and Al Walensky. All right, fans, here we we go with our main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime! With the WBA Junior Welterweight Championship of the World scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing, and our referee in charge of this bout, Bill Connors. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white trunks with blue trim, he is fighting out of Brenson by way of Figueira, Argentina. He weighed in at the junior welterweight limit of 140 pounds, and he steps into the ring with a record of 69 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, with 42 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the WBA number 2 ranked contender, who tonight is attempting to regain his title. Here is the 2-time and former WBA Junior Welterweight Champion of the world, Juan Martin Latigo Coggi. And his opponent across the ring is the defending champion on my right, fighting out of the red corner. Entering the ring wearing his traditional teal trunks with white trim and hailing from Morristown, Tennessee. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 140 pounds even, and his record stands at 52 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 40 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the 2-time world champion, tonight making the 3rd defense of his title, introducing the WBA Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, Frankie the Surgeon Randall. Once again, here's our referee in charge now to give instructions, Bill Connors.
All right, you both got your instructions in the dressing room. Já recibí sus instrucciones atrás. Hay preguntas aquí? Everything's okay. All right, listen to my instructions during the course of the round. Clean, bien limpio, okay? Muy clean. Todas las manos buenas fuerte.
Scheduled for 12, WBA Junior Welterweight Championship. Randall defending the crown that he took from Coggi. Referee Billy Connors, 3rd man in the ring, 33 years as a pro ref, 19th championship fight. There's a look at Juan Coggi, who thought about retiring for a while after losing to Randall. But after 7 months, he decided this is the sport he loves, this is the sport he wants to continue with. Randall in the teal trunks with the white trim. Coggi white trunks, baby blue trim. Coggi scores to the body.
Coggi said he wanted to come in, he wanted to make Frankie go backwards. Can't beat him going backwards is what Coggi felt. Let's see if he can do it.
Longest inactivity in Coggi's career, 248 days. Randall has not fought in 208 days. He had only 1 fight in 95.
And it wasn't a pretty one. It wasn't good, whereas Coggi won 2. Coggi said he's trained 7 months for this. Now, that's not particularly wonderful news for a 34-year-old guy, but if he trained the last 6 weeks real hard, well, then he's in superior shape. We don't know what's happened with, and that's the story of tonight, what's happened with Frankie Randall. Is he at tip-top shape? Has he focused?
7 months is a long time, Freddie.
We will see. We will see. In the meantime, Coggi's got sort of a nothing jab going out there. A find-em jab, but
no knockdown, no knockdown. It was a slip.
There was nothing there. There was
I think
no
he
punch
stepped
there.
on his foot.
Yeah. Well, what happens with left-handers? We always say that when they're always stepping on each other's feet because of the way they, the lead foot is. Anytime a left-hander fights a right-hander, somebody's going down.
Here comes Randall scoring to the body. Last fight between these two, 4 knockdowns. Randall scored on 3 of them.
Well,
1 was in the first round.
As Bobby and I pointed out, it's the right hand of Randall which is going to dominate this fight. If he can land it like he did last time, then Coggi's in for a very tough night.
Right hand to the body by Coggi.
Ooh.
That looked like a low blow by Coggi. And Randall, instead of protecting himself, appealed to the referee, and Coggi took advantage of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was hard to tell if that was on the belt line or not, because it looked like it was right on the belt, maybe a hair low.
Yeah, and they both butted heads there. I mean, that was an intentional butt. That was a nasty butt.
Referee Connors warns Coggi to keep his punches up.
Coggi's trying to make him mad. He's trying to discombobulate him, and he's doing a good job because Frankie's got mad. There's that right hand. He dropped it. It didn't hit just right, but he dropped it.
There's a lot of blood on the left side of the head of Coggi.
Yeah, it's on the hairline, though.
Yep.
It shouldn't be a problem, but it's definitely from a butt.
And isn't this something? 2 fights in a row and 2 fights cuts in the hair line due to butts?
Final seconds of round number 1.
Oh, again?
Coggi backing up, and he appeals to Connors now. A wild and wacky first round.
It's funny, his corner is telling him, defend. They're mad at him. They said, defend yourself. Don't look at the referee. Don't let him don't let him butt you. They're mad at him.
Oh, come on.
Working on that hairline.
Spada, one of the best cornermen in South America, is working on it. Nothing to worry about there. But they discombobulated Coggi. He was trying to do it to Randall. Randall did it to him.
There you can watch their feet. They stand. I think he steps on his foot. No, he just trips and bad footing.
Yeah, I like to see these butts, Bobby. Yeah, I didn't see a butt anywhere in there. All right, let's look at the fight. That's more interesting.
Round number 2. That accidental butt opened a little bit of a cut high in Coggi's temple. Now Coggi comes out winging, scoring to the body with the left hand. Good combination by Juan Coggi.
Break clean.
You heard in the interview, Coggi said the only way to stop Randall is by taking his speed away, by hurting him to the body. He's certainly trying.
He is winging to the body. Frankie's got this little thin body, but if Julio Cesar Chavez couldn't done it, I don't think this guy's going to done it to us. Oh, nice shot by Coggi.
I'll tell you, I thought Coggi out-hustled Frankie in the first round. I gave him the first round, not by a lot, but he's getting those left hands off.
Coggi a couple of left hands as Randall tries to wrestle him, and he's very unhappy.
What's he unhappy about? It's a boxing match. Protect yourself at all times. This guy's trying to get at you. Get back.
Good straight left by Coggi. This one has been a brawl thus far. Has not been pretty.
Well, Coggi said, this is my last fight if I lose, so I want to get my title back. And he's fighting that way.
We asked him if he still has the fire. He said, yes, I'm lucky I still have it.
Again.
That's a warning to Coggi again for low blows.
See, the way he whips that left into the belly, it can fly south like that real easy.
Breaking her, break clean.
Now Randall trying to go on the attack and landing a short right.
Randall has been trying to put order to some of this disorder. He's trying to, hey, let's settle down and box a little bit here. And Coggi's all over him. Coggi's making this a fight, making it a brawl, I should say.
Coggi again right around the belt buckle.
Coggi's doing a nice job of leaning out of the way of the right hand so far. He's caught a couple, but not very flush.
Yeah, nothing like that first time they fought. Again.
Breaking her.
Coggi complaining about a headbutt. But Coggi has been the more aggressive of the two fighters, Bobby, constantly looking to land on the body.
Well, he said he had to push Frankie back, and if he didn't push Frankie back, he was going to be in for a long night himself. And there they are banging heads again.
Right hand by Randall. That's his punctuation mark, and it was in the first fight. 2 of the 3 knockdowns came off that right hand.
But that's about the only really good thing he's done this round. He's been protesting and he's been flailing around, but he has not done anything except that right hand. So Frankie better wake up and come to the party, because Coggi has been here for 2 full rounds.
Randall trying to get off now and landing a right. And another.
Just finding the range, Bobby, just finding the range.
Keep sending that left hook down over here, man. Hit that elbow down and counter it back to his body, man. You're letting him get away with that shot. Okay. Every time you see him dip, fire that right hand right there. Beat that with a right hand, brother. All you gotta do is stay down in his body. You're gonna loosen him up for that right hand over top now. Okay. You ain't throwing no left hooks and no right hands now. Okay. All he's trying to do is keep hitting with that left here and over top. Okay. All right, you gotta counter that now. Okay. Counter it now. You're doing all right. Don't get mad where you start trying to...
Juan, cada vez que tiras el gancho, volvé con la otra. No te quedes posible el gancho. 1, 2, 3, Juan. Acordate, Lucas.
Watch the left hooks, watch the right hands, keep your legs, your knees bent, and keep punching. You know, at the end of that round, it looked like Frankie was just finding the rhythm, Bobby. He punched 3 or 4 times real sharp.
That round ended a little too soon for him to win it, but he was just on target to do damage.
On target. And the thing was, he had the other guy going for all the feints. I mean, you know.
Like that, Ferdy, straight right. He made him take the...
Yeah, he made him take the bait and then punched him.
And Randall's starting to work a good sweat now. He really didn't coming into that first round. That's so crucial for a fighter. Right hand, Randall.
There's another right hand, but I'll tell you what, Coggi's been taking him a little better than he did in the first fight. But he just ate 2 very good right hands.
It's early.
Right to the body, right to the head by Randall. Right to the head again. Frankie's starting to find the range. But Coggi wants to keep it a war.
Oh, he's doing that. He's got him pinned and he's punching inside. That makes points for you. It may not damage you too much, but it sure does score some points.
Right hand, Randall on the button. Coggi can't afford to trade with him in those type punches, right, Bobby?
No, and if he's going to trade with him, he's got to land first, so it's going to be big trouble for him.
Oh, break clean. Break.
You know, it does my heart good. I haven't seen this many people in a place in Miami since Chris Dundee promoted on Tuesday night fights with regularity. They're standing in the aisles in here. Not only standing in the back of the arena, but in the aisles. I guess some fire marshal had something to say about that.
Tremendously enthusiastic crowd here at the Miami High Life Front Top. Randall hooking with both hands. Up on his toes. Coggi scoring to the body.
No.
When Coggi said he was going to go to the body and not stop, another warning. He can't stand to lose any points.
Randall going upstairs and then downstairs.
Frankie's starting to find some range with the right hand to the body too now.
And
he's getting a little more comfortable on the inside with the counters too.
He's starting to look like the boxer that he is. I mean, his first 2 rounds, it was not just...
There's another right, but Coggi backing up, and there's a jab. Coggi scores with a left-handed bomb.
And a nice, quick, short, sneaky counter right by Randall.
Which might have done more damage than the big punch.
Coggi again with the left cross.
Oh!
Coggi knocks down Randall.
That left hand was under the armpit ribcage area.
Coggi with the left hook. Randall's laughing.
Some idiot just threw a bunch of ice in the ring. That's so stupid. Well, no matter how you look at it, boy, those are big points. This is shaping up to be a close fight. Whoa.
First knockdown of the fight belongs to Coggi.
Punch backing up. All right, put that water up
Let's take a look at what transpired. Oh, I think that was a slip and a punch right.
That's what I said when the punch happened. I said he got hit like under the arm and rib cage. You look at it again.
But look at his foot. He looked like he slipped at the same time. You know, it was like, see?
Yeah, he slipped and got hit. Yeah. And that's just lucky timing, but it's a knockdown.
Yeah, but that's not a fulminating knockdown. That's not something where you hurt the guy. It's just luck. And that luck got him a 10-8 round, and that puts him ahead. Hey, Frankie better start to get busy. This thing is getting nasty now.
Round number 4 scheduled for 12 for Randall's WBA Junior Welterweight Championship.
And in this crowd is Felix Trinidad, seeing his nice little payday with Randall go bye-bye. If Randall wins, he's got a nice payday. If he loses, he's got to look at Coggi.
They're holding a very, very nice pace here. They're throwing big, heavy punches. They're throwing a lot of them. Conditioning is going to be a major factor in the later rounds of this fight.
Coggi sticking out that jab, eating a right hand from Randall.
Well, I'll tell you what, he throws that left hand to the body. I mean, he doesn't stop. That's like rainwater hitting there. He decided he was going to throw that, and he has been throwing it. There it is.
Combination by Coggi.
Now, Randall was down once in the first fight, but that was after having already floored the champion, who was the then champion, Coggi, and then he floored Coggi twice more. So Randall's got some catching up to do to even the score.
And a couple of crisp left hands by Coggi to the midsection of Randall.
He's been warned in a sort of semi-low voice. Watch the low blows by Connors. But really, as Bobby said, there aren't low blows, really. Those are right at that belt line.
Break clean.
It'd be a pity if he loses a point for that. Here comes Frankie.
Randall landed the right.
That right hand did some damage to you. You can see the unsteady feet.
Combination by Randall to the midsection. Right hand upstairs.
I'll tell you what, though, his signature punch isn't doing the same thing it did in the first fight.
Yeah, the other guy's very, very well trained and very determined. But he was stunned. He was stunned, Bobby. You could see him, even in the way he reached for the rope. He wasn't all there. For a split second, he had a chance. He had a window of opportunity.
Coggi missing with the straight left hand a minute to go in the round.
Coggi's used a lot of energy in these first few rounds, too, and Frankie's going to start picking up the pace now. And if he does, close that gap because he's behind on points, especially with that freaky knockdown.
Well, Frankie's fighting with that kind of energy that only he shows, where he just kind of knows he's going to win. he sort of says, wait a minute, I haven't turned on the gas yet. You know, he's fighting like a guy knows he can beat this guy. He can knock him out. But he better not wait too much longer. We're in round 4.
A little bit of tangling along the ropes as referee Billy Connors from Miami separates the fighters. Coggi landing solidly. Randall walked into that punch, Bobby.
Yeah, not only that, but what happens is Coggi will throw 1, 2, and then grab. 1, 2, 3, and grab, and try and nullify Randall that way.
There's the sting of the right hand by Randall, and a body blow follows up with that right.
Frankie is now honing in. I mean, he's getting on target.
I think Frankie's actually a little aggravated, a little mad right now.
Good round for Randall.
All right? Put that water on his head. This time when you jab, go back to your right and fire your right hand. Okay? Don't let him lay on it. He's trying to tire you out, Frankie, by laying on you and you're wearing him down. Just keep throwing him down. You're wearing him down.
Let's take a look at Frankie. Frankie has fought with a kind of building up of pressure. He's waiting for his right hand to land. Now it's starting to land. There it is. And when it starts to land, he tries to throw it 3 times, figuring, well, one of them is going to land. The first one did, but the rest didn't.
You know, and Coggi's going to try and come back. He's a game warrior and former champion. He's trying to rip that left hand in there. That's been his successful punch. He dropped Randall with it in the first fight in this fight, and he holds on because Frankie has the power.
There's an interested observer, Mr. Trinidad.
He looks neat, doesn't he? Handsome kid. Great boxing. Well, he's interested. He's got big, big interest here. And I tell you, his mouth must be watering off what he saw the first 3 rounds, because he could beat Frankie Randall in the first 3 rounds. Now let's see what happens when Frankie gets on track.
Round 5 scheduled for 12. Randall countering.
Clean. Let's go.
We know the right hand of Randall put Coggi down in the first fight much more easily. Tonight he's landed a couple of good rights. Coggi hasn't gone.
He's landed a couple of crisp ones, but again, all Coggi is doing, as he said, is going to key on that right hand. So we got to see. Maybe he's rolling with it. Maybe he's seeing the punch better, and therefore it's not hurting him quite as much.
For Coggi, this fight is everything. It's all he's talked about for the last year or so. Randall's got a lot to fall back on, but for Coggi, this might be it if he doesn't win tonight.
And the depressing fact is that his other occupation he wants to go to is race driver Formula One cars. He's not easy to insure. Another big cut.
Wow, Randall just winced in pain as Coggi goes back to the corner. That goes down.
Connors won't know what to do with this.
Actually, race car driving might be safer than this.
The referee will not know what to do with this.
Oh, my.
So he's telling him to get up. He's telling him to get up, and he won't get up. Well, let me tell you, that was on a butt. God, I just got hit right in the head with something. What was that?
Wow, look at Coggi. If there's an accidental foul, after the end of the third round, they go to the scorecards. We are in the fifth. They would go to the scorecards if it's judged an accidental foul. They would score this round as well. So 5 rounds would be scored, and Coggi clearly has the lead in this fight. Would you say, Bobby?
Well, he has the lead on a freaky knockdown, but it's unbelievable.
Well, what would they do? See, according to the rules, they've just got to make a decision here. According to the rules, he's the new champion.
But it'll be 1 point. 1 point. I'm going to take a point. I know that.
Now, I've never seen that. Is that the doctor picking up his legs? I've never seen that.
Mira, atiéndeme. Oye, ahora mira para mí. Mira para mí. Mira para mi derecha. Te quedan 3 minutos.
Referee Connor says he has 3 minutes to get up.
Well, this is kind of a replay of what we saw in Mexico. He can't get up. If he can't get up, what? What, he's supposed to get up and fight in that condition? They either, well, let us wait and see, because they're in waters they've never been in before here in Miami with this commission. They're going to have to make some wild decision here.
Well, with Santana Norris in Mexico, it was a shot behind the head, and it appeared that Santana might have been faking a little. I think he's legitimately dizzy.
It's that he can't get up. He's trying to get up, but he can't get up.
I think Coggi's legitimately dizzy. I really do.
Bobby, look. I mean, certainly they couldn't lift that guy up and make him finish the fight. You can forget that.
Dr. Rodriguez Acosta, Dr. Raymond Garcia, and Dr. Elias Alarcon are attending to Coggi. He's been down 2 minutes, folks. 2 minutes. Randall could lose his title for the 2nd time on a headbutt technicality.
Well, was that intentional? Was that unintentional? How are they going to rule it? And certainly he can't continue, Bobby. There's no way they can get this guy up to fight. You can forget that.
If they would force this guy to fight, that would be a tragedy.
Oh, it would be manslaughter if he gets hurt. That's just not even within the realm of possibility.
Well, it is obvious right now that Coggi is not going to get ready to go back into the ring to fight. Remember, in the rematch between Randall and Chavez, Chavez sustained an accidental headbutt, forced the fight to be stopped. And the former champ benefited from an obscure WBC rule that penalized Randall 1 point for being uninjured. When officials went to the scorecards, Randall's had lost by the slimmest of margins. And right now, our concern also is for the well-being of Juan Coggi.
Well, I'll tell you, my concern is also for our well-being right now, because heavy things are flying past our heads.
Cups have been thrown in the ring, as well as ice.
A couple of golf balls I saw come whizzing past me.
The medics are in the ring to attend to Coggi, and the stretcher has been brought in as well. So our first concern is for Coggi's health and well-being, and then we'll sort out the way this fight is handled. Again, if there's an accidental foul after the end of the third round, they go to the scorecards. They will score the round that was in progress, which was the 5th round. Remember, Coggi had a knockdown in the 3rd and seemed to dominate 1 and 2. Oh, my.
You know, I had the first 2 rounds lightly for Coggi, and then the 3rd round, you know, I hate to give it a 10-8 round. So even if it's a 10-9 round, he's got the first 3 rounds. Then he loses to Randall. He loses the 4th round, and I had Randall winning this round, so it would still be a 1-point victory for Coggi if we go to the scorecards right this minute, including this partial round. But this is very, very strange.
Well, let's be serious, though. Right now, our most important feelings and our heart is with Juan Coggi.
You know, they banged heads, Bruce, head on. There was just a head-on collision. There was no movement, no give or take, and you could see Coggi immediately get slammed backward and not have his feet under him.
The medics are in the corner with the help of the 3 physicians ringside. They have the stretcher in place as well and the oxygen. And things continue to be thrown into the ring. An accidental butt in the 5th round felled Juan Coggi. And Coggi is still on the ground, coming up in about 5 minutes. Well, Bobby, we've seen some bizarre things here on Showtime, but anytime you see a fighter in this kind of medical shape, you just wish the best and pray.
The concern always has to be for the athlete, for the fighter, for his health, safety, and his welfare. But, you know, it's a difficult situation because there are times when some fighters who are thinking quickly on their feet and sense something going wrong bail. And that was part of the problem with some of the accusations about Santana, accusations about other fighters. And I don't see any of that type of thing in Coggi. I think he's hurt. I don't think he's seriously hurt. I think he has a mild concussion.
Well, it is difficult to speculate, and it's unfair to speculate. So we will not do that at this time. Coggi is on the stretcher, and he will be taken out of the ring with the emergency medical team. He is clearly in distress. Oxygen being given to Coggi. We have a report from the ring on Coggi's condition from Ferdy Pacheco. Ferdy?
They're taking, I'm walking alongside the stretcher with Coggi. Coggi doesn't want to go. He's shaking his head. He doesn't want to go. And they can't keep him down. He's hollering. He doesn't want to go, but he's going to Jackson Memorial Hospital nonetheless. They're taking him. His manager is having a great deal of trouble with the police there. They're almost got in a punch-out. They won't let the manager go with him right now. And it appears all of confusion. He's now out of the ring on the way to Jackson Memorial Hospital because every ruling body has a different opinion as to what the rule is. And now, as we sit here, we're waiting for a unanimous idea. That's where we're at right now. Yes.
Well, if it's a technical decision, it clearly would go to Coggi, although we haven't heard an announcement yet. Right now, let's go back to Ferdy with the referee for the bout. Ferdy?
All right. Connors, we've been in boxing here many years, you and I. Have you ever seen anything like this, and what is going on?
Well, it was an accidental headbutt, okay? And apparently Coggi cannot continue. Now, according to WBA rules, after they complete 3 rounds, and he went back and checked with the secretary, 3 rounds complete, then they go to the scorecard. So that's what the process is now. They're going to the scorecard to decide or determine who the winner is going to be.
All right. So let's see if we can see. We're going to try to get this up on the monitor for us, kind of, so you and I can look at it. Let's look two looks at this. Here's where this butt came in. Now, was this an intentional or unintentional? See right there?
See, they both were leaning in. They both leaned right in, and their heads that met accidentally. I don't see where anybody intentionally lowered his head in there to damage anybody with their head. They just both were leaning in, and their heads cracked. That's
have you ever seen a butt where one guy completely just got knocked out? Let's go look at it again, and the other guy had got nothing.
Well,
let's look at that. Let's look at it again.
Yeah.
Now,
boom.
Well, it does look a little bit different in that view.
Yeah, it does. And you'll see now, he was walking around and everything. I'm not a doctor.
Well, he didn't walk around far. He walked to the corner and then he crumpled, and then he wasn't able to get up. He was down there 2 minutes before anybody even got to him to do anything for him.
I don't understand that. The doctor was supposed to jump right up in there.
Well, that's another tragic moment where nobody knows what to do in a bad moment of boxing. That's the shame of boxing. And now back to Bruce at ringside. Let's try to put some perspective here.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, one important thing to note, they will score only the completed rounds. That's my mistake. Only the completed rounds are scored in the WBA rules. So they will score the first 4, not the 5th round in which the butt occurred. Right now, Jimmy Lennon Jr. with the official numbers and the decision in this fight. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at 1 minute 15 seconds in round number 5 due to an unintentional headbutt. WBA rules state that we go to the scorecards. At that point in the fight, the judges had it scored unanimously. Al Walensky had it 39-38. Fernando Viso and Hector Hernandez both had the bout 38-37 in favor of the winner by way of technical decision and new champion Juan Martin Latigo Coggi.
Well, can you believe that? They carried him out on a stretcher, and he won the championship. Juan Coggi wins the technical decision unanimously, 39-38, 38-37, 38-37. They scored the first 4 rounds. Coggi had the knockdown in the 3rd. He recaptures the title from Randall, who loses for the 2nd time in a championship bout with an accidental headbutt. Let's go to Ferdy Pacheco in the ring.
All right, 2nd time in a championship fight that you get one of these crazy things. What do you think?
Well, I think this stuff's got to stop in boxing. As you see several times in Terry North's fight, that got put on when the guy that he fought, Santana, went down and act that he was hurt. This man turned around, walked to his corner. I know somewhere over there that somebody told him to fall down. Other than that, he wasn't hurt. During the process of the fight, he was constantly butting head with me, and unfortunately, he got the headbutt in the 1st round, got a cut over his head, and then all of a sudden, he goes to hit me low. The referee was letting him hold. I think it's more or less the referee on the level of boxing that me and this guy as a champion wasn't supposed to be in here in a fight of this caliber. I feel like he should have been warning the guy for holding me, hit me a low blow. As you look in the fight, several times he hit me a low blow. And this is a boxing competition where heads going to clash. Unfortunately, in my career, it's happened twice. I'm tired of being robbed because of I'm the best in the junior welterweight division, and they know that. They don't want to fight me. Chavez don't want to fight me. Oscar De La Hoya don't want to fight me. And this guy here is a chicken. You know, this shit has got to stop. Boxing got to get better. Got to be more better officials. This man here, the referee, this fight needs to be put out. I don't think he was a credible caliber fighter as a world-class fighter that I am. In the 25 years of boxing I've been boxing, I'm a fair fighter. I would rather lose a fight the right way than go out like this. This is not the proper way to do it. And this is boxing. This is a way of people's life. This is my livelihood. This is what I've been doing for 25 years, and to have somebody cheapskate and take it back the way this is, it's got to stop. I've been chasing Julio Cesar Chavez for some time. Come on, man. What are you going to do with me? I'm the best there is.
All right. I can understand. Believe me, from the depth of my heart, I can understand what's going through. Here is Mr. King, Jr.
You know, I think that this has got to stop in boxing too, Ferdy. And if you would notice, here you got people celebrating. I hope this man is okay. If that was my fighter, I wouldn't be parading around in the ring with a belt and he's going out somewhere on a stretcher. That indicates to me that the daughter with the belt on, the manager's running around parading around with his belt when his fighter might be seriously injured. I think is 100% garbage. And I think that he walked over to his corner. Someone told him in Spanish, and I'm sitting right there and I heard it. I don't understand the language. I wish I did. But somebody told him something in Spanish and he went into a Luis Santana act. I think his boy need a rematch. This man is the best junior welterweight in the world. And it's only proper and fitting that we do this again, because this fight shouldn't end like this.
Well, I think anybody that saw this fight has a sympathy with both of you, because a thing like this is bad for everybody in boxing, and especially the boxer that has everything to lose like this. Don is coming over. Don King, we just heard from him, very disappointed, and correctly so, fighter. And what is your take on this? Another strange thing?
Another Luis Santana. So you got to deal with, you got to get a rematch. That's all. We got to go, because this is not the way boxing should be done. And we want the fight to be won or lost in the ring and not through this type of thing. So I think the only fair thing to do would be for them to have a rematch. And that's what I'm going to lobby for.
And let us say that now, before we put everything in perspective, let's hope that everything's okay with Mr. Coggi. He went to the hospital. He hasn't been checked out. Let's hope that that turns out okay and that he's all right and you proceed on with a rematch, because that is most important in all of this boxing stuff, is the boxer's safety. The doctor here said he had not, the doctor that I talked to said he had no opinion as to what was going on. They were going to examine him in the boxing match. He couldn't make heads or tails out of the whole thing, so they were taking him out. We've got to go back to Bruce at ringside.
All right, thank you very much, Ferdy. So we've seen this on Showtime before, a fighter being carried out of the ring on a stretcher, only to be declared the winner twice, in fact, with Terry Norris losing to Luis Santana. Bobby Ches, we go back once again to the situation. Frankie Randall now twice losing titles. They are similar and they are also different. There was the WBC obscure ruling where he lost a point in the fight against Chavez. Here tonight, a situation involves two fighters with headbutts and going to the scorecard. So they are similar and at the same time different. First of all, Bobby, what do you make of all this?
The first rule, where Chavez won his title back from Randall via that headbutt, is a crazy rule, because it's whenever the foul happens, whoever doesn't get hurt loses a point, whether it was his fault or not. That is just silly. This here, there's no points taken, but you know, I understand you have to go to the scorecards. This type of fight should be a forced rematch. Now, understand something. Boxing is a business like anything else. Fighters that are hurt by a blatant foul or a blatant accident, that are also still sharp in their thought process, much as I believe Coggi might have been, much as I know Chavez was, and Santana, they can win something. They can win something by, you know, default here, by disqualification, by the foul, make more money in an instant automatic rematch. It's good business. Sometimes an unfortunate and unethical behavior.
Once again, our thoughts are with Juan Coggi, and let's return to the ring now to the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. Ferdy?
This is Dr. Camille Benes. You attended him. What is his condition and what happened?
Actually, it looks like it was an accidental bout on the 5th round, and he fell down. He was complaining of dizziness. Actually, I asked him how he was feeling. He could not answer me. But after a few minutes, he became agitated. So we were trying to talk to him. Finally, he said he felt dizzy. And when we called the stretcher, so to bring him to the hospital to have an evaluation, because we don't know exactly what went on after he fell down, if he has a cerebral hemorrhage or anything. Yeah. He has to be in observation to have an MRI at the hospital, and will be at least 24 hours in observation.
Well,
and after that,
do you find this is precautionary, or do you think that he's all right, but it just let's not take
precautionary? We don't take chances. We don't take chances.
Did you get to see in his eyes? Did you flash? Where his pupils equal in reflection?
Yes, they reflect to light and accommodation. But for precautionary measures, we have to take him to the hospital.
Why was he objecting so much? He was yelling, no, no, no.
He wanted to continue to fight.
He wanted to continue to fight?
Yes, when he came to himself, he wanted to continue to fight. We told him no, he could not.
All right, let us wrap it up then. How much time do you think it will take him? 24 hours, 48 hours before we'll get the answer?
24 hours for observation.
All right, thank you for being with us, Doctor. It's very kind of you. And we go back to Bruce and Bobby at ringside.
All right, Ferdy, right now we're going to go back for a moment. We're going to give a listen to what it sounded like when the two heads butted in that 5th round, Randall and Coggi. So let's listen and go back for just a moment. Well, that's the way it sounded, Bobby Ches, and you've been in that ring many times before. What was the magnitude of that clash?
You know, it sounded pretty solid, and I know it was solid. You could see Frankie was down, leaning in. His body was under him. Coggi was standing a little more upright. I've had that type of thing happen in the gym. I've been lucky. Some people tell you I got a hard head. I know I got a hard head, but I have had that type of thing happen with headgear on, with sparring partners, and watch them fall out in front of me and be literally that dizzy and almost that unconscious. It's very, very individual. You know, it just can't tell what, you know, he doesn't have a great chin, maybe he doesn't have a great head either, and I don't mean that in any funny way.
Well, the news is somewhat encouraging from Dr. Camille Dennis, who said that Coggi has been taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital here in Miami, and it is basically observation precautionary, and he will get an MRI, and for 24 hours he will be under observation. Dizziness was what he said originally, and then it was compounded by agitation on the part of Coggi having to go onto the stretcher. So a bizarre fight ending with the victory going to Juan Coggi and capturing the title that Frankie Randall had held prior. Let's take a look back at what transpired tonight. We opened up with a show stealer in a very, very strong fight. Carlos Murillo defeating Ha Young Choi by unanimous decision and capturing his first belt in this, his third title try. Congratulations to Murillo, who improves dramatically to 33-2 with his first championship, the WBA junior flyweight title. And then Juan Coggi, he gets back the title that Frankie Randall took from him, a unanimous technical decision. He was taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital. He wins the fight with the technical decision, a unanimous one over Frankie Randall, who loses for the second time tonight. He loses for the second time in his career in a situation which involves a butt. Wow, it's been that kind of evening, and right now it's time to present the Fighter of the Night award. A special panel of judges comprised of members of the media covering tonight's action have voted on the Fighter of the Night. Tonight's panel on this very bizarre night: Aurelio Moreno of the El Nuevo Herald here in Miami, Santos Perez of the Associated Press, Steve Weish of the Miami Herald. The ballots are all in. Let's see how the judges voted, and the winner is Carlos Murillo, who wins his first championship. So congratulations to Murillo for being chosen as the Fighter of the Night. A $5,000 donation will be made in the name of Murillo to each of these organizations: the United Negro College Fund, the National Hispanic Scholarship Fund, and Florida International University by Showtime Networks and Don King Productions. Well, right now, let's go back to the ring, and here's Ferdy.
Well, from this bizarre night, we return to business because there are more fights coming up. What's coming up, Don?
Well, first of all, we have the obstacle course to the undisputed championship of the world, featuring none other than the inimitable and incomparable Mike Tyson. He's dropped the gauntlet March 16th. All the fans around the world, you can see it live and in living color at the MGM Grand on March the 16th. If you can't check it out on MGM Grand, then call your pay-per-view or your local cable operator and get it on cable or pay-per-view, because this is going to be the fight of all. This is the challenge to the undisputed championship of the world, which no one else has done since Mike has been absent. Now that he's back on the scene, he intends to unify the world's championship so people will know who the heavyweight champion is. So that's number one. But now coming up before that, you have on Fox TV on the 27th of January, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins taking on Joe Lipsy and Eli Rojas, who will be fighting Miguel Arsal for the super featherweight championship of the world. Then comes back to Showtime, my home station. Showtime, February the 10th, we have Felix Tito Trinidad taking on Rodney Moore, rocking Rodney Moore from Philadelphia. He gets another opportunity at the welterweight crown on February the 10th. And then we move on into February 24th. You have what's his name now?
Don't look at me.
Okay.
I faded out with
Terry
Tyson.
Norris. Terry Norris takes on.
Terrible Terry.
Terrible Terry Norris takes on Vincent Petway for the super middleweight championship of the world, both the IBA, IBF, and the WBC. And then March the 2nd, we got Nigel Benn, who will take on Sugar Boy Malinga in England, along with Tim Littles fighting Frankie Lyles for the super middleweight of the WBA. And then March the 9th, now that won't be on Showtime, so we'll pass that. But on March the 16th, you got Mike Tyson, and we're going at him. This is going to be the big one. It's going to be a tremendous show. So we got a full course, a full plate, I should say, Freddie. That's going to be exciting for Showtime Championship Boxing #1 in boxing.
I'm tired just sitting here listening to it.
It's really just great.
Well, from that long list, and we go back to Bruce and Bobby at the end of an exhausting evening.
Okay, thank you very much, Ferdy. So this night is in the books, but once again, our thoughts and our prayers are right now with Juan Coggi, who wins the technical decision, has been taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital, will receive an MRI later this evening, 24 hours of observation. The doctor said it is precautionary. We understand it is a part of the fight game that there are injuries and there are very dangerous things that happen. We can only say that our thoughts and prayers are with Juan Coggi tonight, and we look forward to seeing you for many more fights on Showtime Championship Boxing in 1996. And Bobby Chez, your reaction to this evening?
Well, my reaction to this evening is only in boxing.
Yep.
You know, there are some bizarre things that go on in boxing. Some of the rules are bizarre. Some of the regulators of those rules are bizarre. And, you know, things just happen when only two men are in a fight for their lives, pretty much. Anything can happen, and usually does. And
it did tonight. So Juan Coggi winning the technical decision this evening, and Coggi recaptures the title that Frankie Randall held, but he was carried out of the ring in the process. A lot of great boxing action coming up, and more than likely a few upsets and bizarre scenarios lie ahead in the upcoming months. Here's a sample of what's on the horizon. Next month, Showtime Championship Boxing originates from Las Vegas, when Felix Tito Trinidad defends his IBF welterweight title on Saturday, February 10th at 9:30 Eastern and Pacific time. Then in March, Mike Tyson returns to the ring for his first world championship fight in over 6 years. He challenges England's most popular athlete, WBC heavyweight king Frank Bruno. Remember, in their first meeting in 1989, Tyson, then the undisputed world heavyweight champion, successfully retained his title with a fifth-round technical knockout. Bruno, the newly crowned champion, has waited 7 years for revenge. So see this sensational rematch live on pay-per-view on Saturday, March 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Well, that wraps up our opening broadcast of the 1996 campaign. For the Fight Doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, and Bobby Chez, I'm Bruce Beck saying goodnight. Once again, our thoughts are with Juan Coggi as this evening draws to a close in Miami.